Mahaprabhur Bhakta Jato Gaura Deshe Sthiti Sabara Charana Vando Kariya Pranati Jai Deshe Vaishe Gaurangera Gana Or Baba Kori Vando Sabara Charana Hoya Chena Hoi Vena Prabhu Jato Dasa Sabara Charana Vando Tante Kori Gasa Brahmanda Tarite Shakti Dare Jane Jane Eveda Purane Gun Devasune Mahaprabhu Gana Sava Patita Pavana Tailo Bimoi Papilo Inu Sharana Vandana Karite Moi Kato Shakti Dori Tamo Buri Dose Moi Tamba Machakori Tata Bimukera Bhagya Manera Ulasa Sakshami Moadame Karani Jadasa Sarva Vancha Siddhi Jagate Dolabha Hoya Prema Dana Lute Mane Ravasana Pana Achirate Hoya Devaki Nandana Elovika Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur You want to lead this one? Yeah. Thank you.
200. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedaya Kori Svapashara Swiyadhamo Sahavatari Atanta Dulabha Prema Kori Baredana Shikhaya Sharanagati Bhagatera Prana Danyayatmani Vedana Goptivarana Avasya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palana Bhaktiyanukula Matra Karyara Svikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Bhajanangikara Sharanga Sharanagati Hai Bedahara Tahara Pradana Sune Shinanda Kumara Rupa sanatana pade dantatrinakari bhagate vinoda pade duhupadadhari kandiya kandiya bole amita dhama शिखाए शरणगति थर है उत्तम जय सुपशरा जय गौर हरि राजा गौर हरि जय गौर हरि सुपशरा जय गौर हरि Dornita? Yeah.
Gauranga tume more dayana chadiyo Gauranga tume more dayana chadiyo Gauranga tumi more dayana chadiyo dayana chadiyo apana kariya ranga charane rakilo apana kariya ranga chanana kakilo Gauranga tume more dayana chadiyo Gauranga Tomara charana lagi sabataya ginu Tomara charana lagi sabataya ginu Sitala charana paya sharana lainu Gauranga tumi more dayana chadiyo Gauranga tumi more dayana chadiyo ekule ekule moi tilo tilanjali Raki ho charane more apana raboli apana pare Gauranga tumi more dayana chadiyo Gauranga চরণে ধরিয়া বাসুদেব কৃপা করি রাখ মরে কৃপা করি রাখ মরে কৃপা করি রাখ মরে পরচয় দিয়া কৃপা করি রাখ মরে পরচয় দিয়া গৌরাঙ্গ তুমি মোরে দয়া না দিও গৌরাঙ্গ তুমি দয়া না দিও জয় সচ্চিদানন্দ জয় গৌরারি Sachinandan Jaya Gaurari Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaurari Sachinandan Jaya Gaurari Jaya Nita Gora Haribo, 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 Nita Gora Haribo, Nita Gora Haribo, Haribo, Nita Gora, Nita Gora Haribo, 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 Nita Gora Haribo, Nita Gora. Go to Premanande. Yeah.
What page is it again? Thank you. 130? Yeah. 130, yeah. First one. I'm sorry, this isn't the exact Bengali tune, because I just heard it from Manjari, but hopefully Gurdevi likes it. Gopinath, mama nivedana suno Gopinath, mama nivedana suno Gopinath, mama nivedana suno Vishaye jana sadaka marata kichnahi mora guna Jana sadaka marata kichnahi guna Gopinath amara bharasha tumi Gopinath तुम्हारा चरण लोइनु शरण तुम्हारा किंकरयामि तुम्हारा किंकरयामि गोपीनाथ के मने शोधिबे मोरे गोपीनाथ न जाने भक्ति कमे जातमते पदची संसार घोरे गोपीनाथ सकले तोमर माया गोपीनाथ सकले नहीं मामा बला या न सुने माला स्वाधीना न है कया स्वाधीना न है कया गोपीनाथ नियत चरण स्थान गोपीनाथ मगे पमरा कदिया करो हे करुणा दाना पमरा कदिया गोपीनाथ तुम्हें तो सकली पारो गोपीनाथ तुम्हें तो जाने तरते तुम्हारा शक्ति के अच्छे पापीरा के अच्छे पापीरा गोपीनाथ मम निवेदन सुनो गोपीनाथ तुम्हें कृपा परबारा जीवेरा करणे हसिया प्रपंचे लीला कैलासु विस्तारा हसिया प्रपंचे लीला कैलासु गोपीनाथ हमें गीत शेरा तो श्री गोपीनाथ हमें गीत शेरा तो असुर सकल पाइल चरण मिनद थाकिल पसी मिनद थाकिल पसी मिनद थाकिल पसी गोपीनाथ Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Gopinata, Radha Gopinata. Jaya Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Radhe. Radha Raman Bihari, Radha Raman Bihari, Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radhe. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Gopinath ki jai.
Manjari taught you?
I just heard from one of the live streams.
Recordings.
Yeah, she was here.
Did you sing your song today?
I did Ganga Tumi.
Ganga Tumi More?
Yeah. Much more confident now.
You practiced what songs?
Doing the Radhe Jai.
Nityananda Nishta. You practiced that, right?
Yeah, with Haridas.
And what else?
Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Dayate with the Ganga Tumi too.
Okay. But you didn't sing Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Daite.
Not today, but yesterday I did.
Okay, so sing Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Daite in Gauranga
Same too?
and Tumi morning. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Really? It goes high on the second one too. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Damodara Damodararati Vardhanaveshe Damodara Vardhanaveshe Harinishkuta Vrindavipineshe Davipineshe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Madhava Daite Vrishabhanudari Navashashileke Vrishabhanudari Navashashileke Vrishabhanudari Navashashileke Lalita Saki Guna Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Karunam Kuru Mai Karuna Bharite Karunam Kuru Mai Karuna Bharite Karunam Kuru Mai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Sanaka Sanatana Sanaka Sanatana Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Gokula Taruni Manda Taruni Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite Gokula Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Vrishabhanunandini Radhe 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 Vrishabhanunandini Radhe Radhe Jaya Vrishabhanunandini Radhe Radhe Vrishabhanunandini Radhe Radhe
Vishabhanunandini Shrimati Radharani ki
Jai
Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki
Jai.
And now, where is everybody?
What key were you playing in, Prabhu?
I was playing in G drone. Actually, it's A drum. It's okay. You need to work on higher tones. You know,
I'm noticing that.
not singing so low. Because you sing with ladies all the time, and ladies like to sing. They don't like to stretch their voices to the high tone. Sometimes. No one likes to, because it's more endeavor, right? But when ladies don't sing high, then men sing very low. So you're getting used to singing low. And everyone's used to being comfortable in singing instead of singing the full octave. You know, like when Ragamanjari sang the other day, she sang very nice high octave, and it was good. You know, when she sang the Rasalila song, yeah, Varaja Vipine. I don't sing really high. I mean, you sing C or D, then it gets really strained. But in B, I find it's just as good for everybody. It's not too high, not too low. I say B, it's B drone. Yeah. All right, so we sing the Radharani. And I think we'll sing Dekite, Dekite. Dekite, Dekite? And we'll do a new tune. I'm trying to sing another tune and I don't normally sing to try to help you with new tunes, but it's been a while since I sang it. Dekite, dekite, bulibo bakabe, nijastula padicho. You know this tune? Vrajapura Shobha Nitya Chirananda Moya Nanda Moya Nitya Chirananda Moya Nija Stula Parichoya. You're here. All right. Then I'm not going to play harmonium. I'll just sing. Unless you can accompany. No? Okay. Did you record this tune so you can practice it? Dekite, dekite, bulibo vakabe, nijastula parichon, nayane heriva, brajapure shobha, nitya chirananda moya. Nandamoya Nayane Heriva Braja Shobha Nitya Chirananda Moya Nitya Chirananda Moya Nitya Chirananda Moya Nijastula Parichoya Nitya Nanda Moya Nitya Chirananda Moya Nijastula Parichoya Vrishabhani Vrishabhanupure Janamaloiva Javate vivaha hobe Braja gopi bhava hoibe svabhava Anabhava narahibe Pure Janamaloiva Javate vivaha haba Braja gopi bhava Abhava Anabhava narahibe Anabhava narahibe Anabhava narahibe Javate vivahabe Anabhava narahibe Javate vivahabe Nija siddha deha Nija siddha nama Nija rupa svavasana Radha kripa bale labhe baba kabe Krishna prema prakarana Krishna prema prakarana Krishna prema prakarana Nija rupa swavasana Nija rupa swavasana Jamuna Shalila Aharane Giya Boji Bojugala Rasa Prema Muga Hoye Pagaldini Praya Gai Boradhara Yasa Adarane Giya Boji Bojugala Rasa Prema Muga Hoye Pagalini Praya Gai Boradhara Yasa Gai Boradhara Yasa Gai Boradhara Yasa Buji Bojugala Rasa Gai Boradhara Yasa Gai Boradhara Yasa Buji Bojugala Rasa Dekite dekite Buri Bovakabe Nijastula Parichaya Nayane Heriba Brajapura Shobha Nitya Chirananda Moya Dekite dekite Bulibova Kabe Nijastula Parichoy Nayane Heriba Brajapura Shobha Nitya Chirananda Moya Nitya Chirananda Moya Nitya Chirananda Moya Nijastula Parichoya Nitya Chirananda Moya Nitya Chirananda Moya Nijastula Choya Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Go, Premanande. These 4 songs by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, one after the other, are beautiful to sing in a sequence. You can sing the same tune for each song. The one I sang for all 4, or you can sing the regular Punjabi tune. Dekite, dekite, ulibo. Bulivo vakabe nijastula parichoya. Dekite, dekite, bulivo vakabe nijastula parichoya. Nayane heriva Praraja Brajapura Shobha Nayane Riva Brajapura Shobha Nityachirananda Moya Nityachirananda Moya Nijastula Parichoya Nijastula Parichoy. And then you can sing for Jamuna Puline, right? Jamuna Puline Kadamba Kanane Kehirinu Sakiyaja Jamuna Puline Kadamba Kanane Kehirinu Sakiyaja. Same for Sri Krishna Virahe. Sri Krishna Virahe Radhikara Dasa Amito Sahite Nari Sri Krishna Vira Radhikara Dasi Amito Sahite Nari. You can sing one after the next, or you can sing in on this tune I was just doing? Yeah, it goes up. Nayana Heriva Brajapura Shobha Nityachirananda Moy Nityachirananda Moy. Got it? Yeah, same. Or you can sing it in the same tune I sang the first day. Rishavanu Sutta Charana Sevane Oi boye payadasi, right? Siradara Sukha Satata Sadane Rahibo Ami Prayasi. You know this tune? Yeah. You can sing this too? Yeah? So you can sing the same for Dekite Dekite, Jamuna Puline, Sri Krishna Vira, same tune. Dekite Dekite, Bulibo Vakabe, Nijastula Parichoya, Nayane Heriba, Vrajapura Shobha, Nitya Chirananda Moya. This and Punjabi, I think, are the best, but this one's especially beautiful. And you can sing this with Ma Mantra. It's very nice with Ma Mantra too. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. After singing a bhajan sometime, even if it's Gauranga, Nityananda, you can sing Ma Mantra. You don't need to wait to the end of all the bhajans to sing Ma Mantra, right? Instead of just Haribol, Haribol at the end of the song, you can sing Ma Mantra. And what's nice is whatever tune you're singing the bhajan in, you sing Ma Mantra in that tune. Then you learn so many new tunes from Maha Mantra also, you know. Okay, so we begin Bhagavatam. May I ask you to distribute these? They're all in order, 2 pages. My class was very popular the first day, and the second day was okay. Now no one's here. Where's Shiva? He's in his oh, okay. Anyways, huh? No? Okay. Can the cooks hear? Raise your hand if you can hear. Okay. And the Bhagavatam is somewhere. Where is it? So as usual, we will start with Mangalacharna. Actually, this long Mangalacharna, I normally only do on Saturday and Sunday because I have extra time those days. On the weekdays, when I don't have much time, I just sing the first 3 shlokas. But I'm doing every day here because I'm explaining some of the shlokas, and it's good for you to get acquainted with it. And you're welcome to take this after the class today if you want, and you can use it as you like. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now we do together. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayat Shrinvatam svagata Krishna punya shravana kirtana Hridiyanto stoya bhadrani vidunoti saritsatam Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati utama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki Tadarajastamo bhava kama loba dayaschaye Cheta eteranavidam stitam sattve prasiddhati Evam prashana manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha Bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate Vidyate hridaya granti chidyante sarva samsaya Shiyante chasya karmani drishta evat manishvare Si Harivamsacha Vede Ramayana Chaiva Purane Bharate Tata Adoante Chamadye Cha Hari Sarvatra Giyate Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yad Kripatamaham Bande Paramananda Madhavam Dharma Prochita Kaitavatra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivaram Tapatrayon Mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Tikim Va Parir Ishvaraha Sadyo Hridya Varujyate Trakritibi Sushubhi Statshanat Nigamakopataror galitam phalam Sukamukaram rita drava samyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Mohur aho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha Anarto pasamam saksad Bhakti yogam madoksaje Lokasya janito vidvams Chakre satvata samhitam Yasyam Vaisruyamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirudpadyate Pumsha Shoka Moha Bhayapaha Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra jnana vairagya bhakti sahitam naiskarmyam aviskritan Tatrin van supatan vicharano paro bhaktya vimuchen naraha Arto yam brahma sutranam bharatartha vinirnaya Gayatri basya ruposo vedartha paribrimhita Idam bhagavatam nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishrayashraya Lokasya Danyam Swasti Ayanam Mahat Taridam Grahayam Asham Sutam Atmavatam Varam Sarva Vedeti Hasanam Saram Saram Samudritam Shri Sutta Vacha Yam Pravajantam Anupetyam Apetya Krityam Dvaipayano Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayatero Taravo Binedus Tam Sarva Bhutam Hridayam Munyamanatosmi Atam isyate tadrasamrita triptasya nanyata swarati kvachit nimnaganam yata ganga devanam achyuto yata vaishnavanam yata shambhu purananam idam tatha Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup Shri Bhagavata Tate Veda Shastra Haite Parama Mahata Chari Veda Upanishade Yata Kichuhaya Tara Arta Lana Vyasa Karila Sanchaya Ye Sutra Yeru Vishaya Vachana Bhagavate Seru Shloke Nibandana Jivera Nishtara Lagi Sutra Kaila Vyasa Mayavadi Bhashya Sunile Hoya Sarvanasa Jaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavira Stane Ekatata Shrayakara Chaitanya Charane Bhagavata Jena Mane Sejavana Sama Tara Shastra Ache Janme Janme Prabhu Yama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Oh, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Gaur Premanandi. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, we should offer our respectful obeisances to Vyasadeva, the author, Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan Rishi, supermost human being, Mother Saraswati. She's the goddess of learning. And enter the recitation, the hearing, the tasting, the understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam with bhakti, with a devotional mood. Krishna writes in all his books, all rights reserved. Have you seen that? Copyright. Krishna reserves the right to reveal himself or not reveal himself to anyone he wants. He says in Gita, I am never manifest to the foolish and the unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my creative potency, Yogamaya. Yogamaya is also Mahamaya. Yogamaya covers and Mahamaya covers. Both cover. So if Krishna wants to reveal himself to us in the pages of Bhagavatam, because of our devotion, because of our surrender and devotion and recognition that Bhagavatam is Krishna, but approaching with a devotional mood, a submissive mood, and I know all you devotees here are very submissive and very humble, doing lots of seva, following Guru Devi, trying to follow our holy masters, doing sadhana bhakti, doing service, doing preaching, right? So with that same mood of surrender and devotion and love and affection, we approach Bhagavatam, and then Bhagavatam will reveal, may reveal. Krishna's all right reserves. If he wants to reveal, he'll reveal. What is the criteria for Krishna revealing himself in Bhagavatam? Shivananda. And what does Bhakti Mama Bijanati mean? Very good. By devotion. Only by devotion. See, he's quoting Praman from Gita. Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Yavanyas Chasmi Tatvataha. And the second half of it? Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Yavanyas Chasmi Tatvata Tatoma Tatvato Natva Vishate Tad Anantaram. What happens? We can enter into the eternal kingdom, the spiritual kingdom. Once we know Krishna. To know Krishna is to love Krishna. Because as soon as you hear about his wonderful nature and his beautiful form and his blissful name and his associates and his pastimes, then you start to like it so much. It's so tasty. So to know Krishna is to love Krishna, but to know Krishna then leads to Krishna accepting us to be able to enter into the spiritual kingdom. Knowing is not enough. We actually have to get entrance into the spiritual kingdom. Otherwise we'll stay in this world as jnanis, just knowing Krishna, but not actually entering into the pastimes. Every day is a school day, Shivananda. I need a stick, though. It's one thing I don't have is a stick. I wasn't thinking of that kind of stick, but... So, anarto pasamam saksad bhakti yogam adoksaje lokasa janito vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. The miseries that we experience as jivas in this world, they're superfluous. Superfluous means what? Superficial. Superficial means not meaningless necessarily, but shallow, surface, external, not so meaningful, right? Superfluous. So all the sufferings, whether it's a toothache, a broken bone, or a headache, or depression, mental distress, right? We should know and be convinced that these are superfluous. They're not actually part of ourself. They're just coverings, temporary. Matra sparsas, kunteya, sitoshna, sukadukada, agama, paino, nityas, tams, titikshasva, varta. And that means? Their appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress are just like the appearance and disappearance of the winter and summer season. And then? No, before that. They arise sense perception only. And one should learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. I'm only picking on the men. I'm being very kind to the ladies. You know some Gita verses? A few? Okay, I'll pick on you then a little bit. Now you opened it up. Samika, you know Gita? Very little. All right. I'll pick on you very little. So, the sufferings of the living entities are superfluous. They're not so important. If we give so much importance to them, then we suffer. It's our identity with the material body and the happiness and the stress of this material body that causes the pleasure and pain of this world. We can become a little detached and recognize anything that's troublesome, Gada Garja Prabhu, don't worry. It won't be troublesome for long. It's going to come and go, like the winter and summer season, day and night. Every hour, tick, 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 time is going. Things that are suffering pass and they fade and they're gone. It's the same way with material happiness. It comes and it goes. It's not permanent. So if these things are not permanent, we should be a little detached from them. Because otherwise detachment causes what? Attachment causes what? Huh? Causes suffering. Because when you attach to something and you lose it, then there's more suffering. So this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam is saying that these superficial sufferings can directly be mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. Yoga means to link, to join, right? So what are we joining with? We're joining with Atma and Paramatma, our true self and Bhagavan Sri Krishna. When I say Bhagavan Sri Krishna, don't worry, Ragmanjari. I'm not leaving out Radharani. Within Krishna, I mean Radharani, Lalita, Visakha, all Astasakis, Vrindavan, also the Manjaris, all the Manjaris, right? The linking process of Bhakti Yoga links us to Radha and Krishna and all the eternal associates of Vrindavan. If we're in that mood and we have association with Rasik Vaishnavas who are in that mood, then we cultivate that mood more and more. And Ragamanjari, Dasi, Devi Dasi, these songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur, I know you like very much. When you sing these songs, those moods come from the heart of Bhaktivinoda Thakur into our heart. Don't think you have to run to India, you have to go here and there and get the sadhu sangha. That's great. But just by singing the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur, if you're sincere, these moods also come from their heart into our heart. It's so relishable. Sometimes when we chant Maha Mantra, our mind can go here and there. But these bhajans, that's why Gurudev established this 1.5 hours at minimum of doing all the bhajans before, the program. Because it's a fact. There are so many deep moods in the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, Rupa Goswami, Chandi Das, Vidyapati, all of these wonderful songs we have. So the linking process of devotional service means by practicing Bhakti Yoga, of which there are 64 angas. And of those 64 angas, which 9 are the most prominent? Sanskrit. Dasyam, Sakyam. Yeah, means? Very good. And of these 9, which 3 are most prominent? And of those 3? Kirtanam. Why? Why is Kirtanam the most prominent of all the angas? Raga, Manjari Devi. Okay. But does that, that is prominent because of Yuga Dharma, but what else? What is it about Kirtanam that makes it the chief anga? There you go. There's no hearing without kirtan. What else? That includes Shravan, but there's another 7 angas. We say kirtan's the most important. Why is the most important? They're not dependent necessarily, but they're in kirtan. They're all included in kirtan. In kirtan, as you said, hearing is there. What else is there? Remembering. You're worshiping also. This is the Sankirtan Yagna. Yagna means sacrifice worship, right? In this age of Kali, intelligent persons will worship Gauranga Mahaprabhu through the process of Sri Krishna Nam Sankirtan. So worship is there, offering prayers, O Krishna, O Radhe, please engage me in your devotional service, right? making friends with Krishna. Hopefully you have friendly feelings when you're chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra towards the divine couple and you're surrendering yourself, becoming their servant. So all angas of bhakti are included in kirtan. So this is the linking process of devotional service. But common people, the massive people, loka sha janito vidvams, they don't know this. They're ignorant of this, right? Therefore, the supremely merciful Krishna Dvaipana Veda Vyasadeva, he's compiled Vedic literature in relation to bhakti, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam. He's so merciful. We owe a great debt to Veda Vyasadeva and to Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas for giving us this Srimad Bhagavatam. And then the last shloka I'll say on Mangalacharna. There are so many more, but no time. I like to go through every one, plus I have another page of glorification. One week we could speak about just how wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam is. But time is short. I love this one. First canto, 7th chapter, 7th verse. Yasyam vai sriyamanayam. You know this? Krishne paramapurushe. Bhakti rudpadyate pumsha shoka moha bhayapaha. Who knows the translation by heart? Anyone? Yasyam vai sriyam. Anyone, yasya, who hears the Vedic literatures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. What happens? What is the benefit? Krishna Parama Purushe. He appears in the heart. Bhaktir Udpadyate Pumsha. And he establishes this feeling for loving devotional service to himself. When that bhakti manifests in the heart, Gurudev used to say, there's so many anarthas in the heart, we want to cleanse the anarthas. But once bhakti appears in the heart, bhakti is like the sun, rising of the sun. Where the sun is rising, there's no darkness. Where there's Krishna, there's no Maya. So the anarthas cannot stay in the heart when Krishna starts to come into the heart and starts brooming and cleaning. They're going to flee. And what are the three main anarthas that are described here? Shoka, lamentation, and moha, illusion. Yeah, and then Vaya, fear. So can you tell me, at what time do these three take place? When does Shoka take place? When does Moha take place? And when does Bhaya? In what time reference are these related to? No, like when we're engaged in Shoka, lamentation, we're thinking about the past. It's in the past. Oh, I should have done that. I could have been this. I missed this opportunity, right? Even devotees may lament about lost opportunities, mistakes that we've made. Even going back to our previous life as a non-devotee. Oh, I did all these things. I'm so fallen. I'm so horrible person, you know. This is all shoka, all lamentation. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, forget the past. The past sleeps. Let it go. Completely let it go. The past is not real. The past is a figment of our imagination only. It may have some effect on us in terms of a samskara, but thinking about it doesn't help. Meditating on it, becoming depressed about it, becoming disabled. And so you cannot be a positive, productive person by lamenting too much, right? So this is about the past. Make sense? And moha? Moha is in the present. We're not necessarily illusioned about the past and the future, but we're illusioned right now because everything we see is not perfectly clear. Everything we hear is not perfectly heard. Everything we experience with our blunt material senses is imperfectly perceived. So, because of that imperfect sense perception, we make mistakes, right? These are the four defects of a conditioned soul. They're illusion, they have imperfect senses, they make mistakes, and they cheat. The cheating propensity is there. Cheating propensity is there because of all this, shoka, moha, and bhaya. The conditioned soul feels helpless. I have to get ahead just to be normal, just to survive, just to be happy. I have to cheat. There's no other way. I can't be honest, straightforward, sincere, simple person and be happy in this world. I have to cheat, right? But actually cheating, when you cheat, you become cheated. The cheaters and the cheated. So moha means illusion about the present. And bhaya, fear. What time reference? Future. We're only fearing the future. You cannot fear the past. What is there to fear about? What's done is done, right? And if you're totally be here now in the present, really you won't be fearful either. Because everything is okay. Everything actually is working under the perfect direction of the hand of the Lord. And if we're surrendered, then it's very beautiful because Krishna is always providing for us, always encouraging us, always giving us good opportunity, right? So there's no reason to fear. Fear is also a figment of the imagination. It's not real. It's something that we think may happen. Oh, if I don't do this, this is going to happen. I have to prepare myself, make so many plans because this may happen, that may happen. So by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Yasyam Vaisriyamanayam, Krishna Parama Purushe, Bhakti Rudpatite Pumsha, Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. This is one of the beautiful benefits of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. That this tendency toward lamenting, being illusion, and fearing goes away. Completely goes away. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Yeah?
From your own experience, I mean, you always quote Shastra. So are you also saying that the Bhagavatam protects us from these things? That the Bhagavatam is a form of a protection? It's Krishna. But I mean, specifically, are you saying that if from your understanding of this, these three things, that if we regularly hear the Bhagavatam, then that is a form of protection from these things? Or are you saying that we have to develop the qualities by hearing by which we are, in quote, protecting ourselves?
No, we don't have to. We just had simply hearing. Simply hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a Mangalacharana verse. There's three types of Mangalacharana. What type of Mangalacharana is this? The fruit of hearing. So when you hear, this fruit will come automatically. You don't need to separately endeavor to stop lamentation, illusion, and fear. It will happen automatically. Yeah. Jai Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Okay, coming to the verse. First Canto, 9th chapter. The passing of Bhishma Dev. Everybody have their Bhagavatam? I think we're on the second verse. Yeah, we only did one yesterday. Or did we do this? No, we only did one, right? Yeah. Yep. I want you to look at the verse, so we're getting ready to chant it. Everybody needs a bard in their life. Shivanand is he's a professional bard.
lighten it up because if it's laughing, you won't sound to us so much.
I won't be so
Go,
ah
yeah.
like a lion.
Good, great, Mr.
Okay. Are we ready? Does everybody have the verse? Tadate bratara sarve. You repeat. Sadasvai svarna bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadoma dayastata. Shivananda Prabhu. Tadate bratara sarve. Sadashvai svarna bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadomya dayastata. Atul Krishna Prabhu. 2. 192. No, the Sanskrit. Tadate bratara sarve. Sadasvai svarna bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadomya dayastata. Shivananda Prabhu. Oh, you did already. Sorry. Gotta. Tadate bratara sarve. Sadasvai sarva bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadomya dayastata. Prabhuji. Tadate bratara sarve. Sadasvai svarna bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadomya dayastata. Shrimati Devi. Tadate bratara sarve. Sadashvai svarna bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadomya dayastata. Tadate bratara sarve. Sadashvai svarna bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadomya dayastata. Samukhi. Devi. Dasi. Tadate bratara sarve. Sadashvai svarna bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadomya dayastata. Ragamanjari Devi. Tadate bratara sarve. Sadashvai svarna bhushitai. Anvagachan ratir vipra. Vyasadomya dayastata. Would you like to chant? Huh? Try. It's simple. You just. Tadate bratara sarve Sarashvai Swarna Bhushitai Anvagachanratir Vipra Vyasa Domya Dayastata Sweta Ganga Devi Dasi. Very good. Haribo. This is important to chant the Sanskrit. Sanskrit's very powerful. Just chanting and hearing it is very purifying and gives strength for understanding the verse. And if you just hear it and don't chant it, it's not as good as when you chant it. So this process of everybody chanting, and you'll see those who struggle with the Sanskrit, you can tell they're not doing many shlokas, right? Because if you do every day, then it will be very fluid, and you'll get very strong and very good, and your pronunciation will be good, right? Because some people have natural propensity also, but anybody, whether they're whatever condition they're in, just by practicing. Practice makes perfect, Shivananda, isn't it? You've practiced so many years your arts, and now you're very expert. So the more you practice, the more expert you become. Okay, word for word. Ta-da! At that time, te, all of them. Vratara, the brothers. Sarve, all together. Sat Ashwai, drawn by first-class horses. Sarna, gold. Bushitai, being decorated with. Anvagachan, followed one after another. Ritai, on the chariots. Vipra, all brahmanas. Vyasa, the sage Vyas. Domya, Adaya, and others. Tata, also. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. At that time, all his brothers followed him on beautiful chariots, drawn by first-class horses, decorated with gold ornaments. With them were Vyas and rishis like Domya, the learned priest of the Pandavas, and others. Please repeat. At that time, so bit by bit. At that time, first I chant, and then you repeat. Okay? Haribol. Thank you. At that time, all his brothers followed him on beautiful chariots, drawn by first-class horses, decorated with gold ornaments. With them were Vyas and rishis like Domya, the learned priest of the Pandavas, and others. Jai Ho. I think we should send Atul Krishna to the local ISKCON temple to live there for about 6 months and go through the program every morning Bhagavatam.
I think that'd be good.
You were never in ISKCON?
No, I never was.
Okay.
But I've gone to temples here and there. I know how you do.
You know how you do this, yeah. We used to do every day like this, so we're used to it. It's okay. I'm just joking with you. Don't take offense.
We would never take you out of this.
I'm never going to send you there. All right, we're going to do the next verse, and then I'll speak on both, okay? But I'll just chant it, and you can repeat, and then we'll do the word for word. Bhagavanapi viprarse ratena sadananjaya satervyaro nripa kuvera iva guyakai Bhagavan The personality of God is Sri Krishna. Api also. Viprarishe, O sage amongst the Brahmins. Ratena, on the chariot. Sadananjaya, with Dhananjaya, Arjuna. Saha, he, Tai, by them. Vyarochita, appeared to be highly aristocratic. Nripa, the king. Yudhisthira. Kuvera, Kuvera, the treasure of the demigods. Eva, as. Guyakai, companions known as Guyakas. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. O sage amongst the Brahmins, Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, also followed, seated on a chariot with Arjuna. Thus King Yudhisthira appeared very aristocratic, like Kuvera surrounded by his companions, the Guyakas. Purport. Lord Sri Krishna wanted the Pandavas to be present before Bhishma Dev in the most aristocratic order, so that he might be pleased to see them happy at the time of his death. Kuvera is the richest of all the demigods, and herein King Yudhisthira appeared like him, Kuvera, for the procession along with Sri Krishna was quite appropriate for the royalty of King Yudhisthira. And there is a small purport by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, so we will go there. Very simple. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Krishna also followed behind Yudhisthira. Jai Gurudev. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militannena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikai Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Taking the dust of the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and Srila Gorgavinda Maharaj on my head, we begin the discourse and explanation of these two verses and some background history also on Maharaj Yudhisthira, Bhishma Dev, from Mahabharata. Yeah. So this is a beautiful narration of Bhishma Dev's passing away. He's lying on a bed of arrows. So many arrows through his body, his arms, his legs, his torso. And they lifted him up off the ground. When Bhishma Dev fell after being shot by Arjuna through some trick, because Bhishma actually is the greatest warrior on the battle of Kurukshetra. No one could defeat Bhishma unless there was some trickery. Even Arjuna, no one could defeat him. So there's a long story behind how Amba took reincarnation as a lady, and she came. The lady took reincarnation as a man and joined the Pandava army and came before Bhishma, and Bhishma recognized him as Amba, her, in her past life, and didn't want to fight with a woman. So he put his arms down. At that time, Krishna said, Arjuna, shoot. And Arjuna's quiver can never be exhausted, right? So many arrows, one after another, after another, after another, shooting. And when Bhishma Dev fell, he didn't fall on the ground. He fell in the arrows. They created a bed for him. He's such a great, exalted warrior. Everyone respected Bhishma Dev so much. Grandfather, Pitamaha. He was actually, when Maharaj Shantanu passed away, we were talking about this yesterday, the young princes were all children. So Bhishma had to rule the kingdom. And he had to look after Dhritarashtra's son, Duryodhana, his other 100 sons. He had to look after Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadev, Bhima, Karna. He had to look after all 5 Pandavas. He loved the Pandavas very much. He loved Arjuna. But Arjuna was the one who killed him. So for Bhishma, he felt that this was all the blessings of Lord Krishna, because he didn't want to fight even. In the beginning, he was trying to get out of the war. Why should I fight the Pandavas? Why should I fight my Lord, Sri Krishna? He's my Ishtadev. How can I fight? Just like Arjuna is saying, how can I fight my relatives, my cousins, my teacher, my guru? Bhishma felt the same way. I cannot fight my kinsman like this. But because he was obligated to the house of the Kurus and to Dhritarashtra, especially, he had given his word that he would protect them, he fought. Plus, if Bhishma didn't fight on their side, there's no way that they could have even had a chance of fighting. They would have been annihilated so fast. Everyone knew this. So he fought. And there's so many stories about how they tried to defeat Bhishma and they couldn't, and even Krishna made a promise not to take up arms in the battle, but due to Bhishma's immeasurable strength, he had to take up arms. What arm Krishna took up? He took up the wheel from the chariot like a chakra, and he ran after him. And Bhishma felt so wonderful to see Krishna in that mood of Virya Ras coming at him. His Lord and Master is showing his beautiful face with drops of perspiration coming on his face and hair that's covered by the dust that's rising in the air from the hoofs of the horses and the elephants in the battlefield. And he could see also on Krishna's body that there was some blood coming, from some arrows that were shot by his camp. So he was looking at Krishna in this way. He thought Krishna is so beautiful. He was so happy to see Krishna running after him. But then Krishna didn't slaughter him. It was Arjuna who had to do it. So when Bhishma fell, there was great tumult, great concern, because he was the strength of the Kuru army. But still, they continued to fight for some more days, and then finally, all the Kurus were annihilated. And now this is after the war. Yudhishthira Maharaj has come back, and he's crowned the king. And the night before they met Bhishma, Krishna comes to see Bhishma. And Krishna asked Bhishma to please you meet with Maharaj Yudhishthira and give him all your knowledge. Pass over the kingdom to him through giving your blessings, your sanction. Because you were trained in the heavenly planets by Brihaspati, Bhargava, and Bhargava was the one who taught Bhishma the military arts in Svarga, in the heavenly planets. Brihaspati and the other Saptarishis there. So you have so much knowledge. Please pass this knowledge on to Yudhishthira, because Yudhishthira, remember, he was banished to the forest with the Pandavas for 13 years. And now he's coming back and he's going to take over the entire kingdom. So he needs to understand how to rule the kingdom, what is the proper dharma of a king. You're so expert at these things. You please instruct him, explain everything. Not only that, but how to organize society according to Varna and Ashram, how women should be treated, what are the qualities of a chaste wife and good family life, all Grihastha ashram, brahmacharya, all the ashrams and all the varnas and ashrams. He explained everything so that Maharaj Yudhisthira will be successful. This is my desire. And Bhishma looked at Krishna and said, Krishna, how can I speak? You are the supreme source of all knowledge. You know everything. It would be impudent of me to speak in front of you. It's better that you instruct Maharaj Yudhisthira, right? And Krishna says, no, no. You're the chief elder in the Kuru dynasty. You have so much experience, so much knowledge. And this is proper because by giving your blessings, everyone will accept, because everyone loves Bhishma and everyone accepts Bhishma. So, because Krishna was on one side, Bhishma was on another side, right? They were opponents. But if Bhishma blesses Yudhisthira and gives him the knowledge, then everything will be perfect. So finally Bhishma says, okay, as you wish, Krishna, I am your servant. So Krishna goes back to Yudhisthira that night and says, tomorrow we will go to see Bhishma. And the next morning, all the Pandavas come together. Satyaki gets the horses together. Here we're hearing about the chariot, the beautiful golden chariot with first-class horses, decorated with golden ornaments. And Sapta Rishis were there, the seven celebrated Rishis, Domya, Vyasadeva. This is all the elites, right, of both sides are coming together because Bhishma Dev is going to be speaking and possibly passing away. But he's not left yet. He's lying on this bed of arrows because he has the benediction to leave at will. What's he waiting for? He can leave any time. He just saw Krishna the night before. He could have left then. If he just wants to be with Krishna and look into his eyes and give up his body, he could have left the night before. So two things. One is he needs to instruct Bhishma, because Krishna asked him for that. But more importantly, he's a yogi. He's like a Shanta Bhakta, He's very powerful, austere personality. Deva Vrata, remember his vow, right? So he's waiting when the sun traverses to the northern hemisphere. We have winter and summer, right? The summer starts the northern hemisphere, the sun is in the southern hemisphere. So when you go to the southern hemisphere, it's opposite, right? But they're in Kurukshetra, so they're waiting for that time because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, a yogi who gives up their body when the sun is traversing the northern hemisphere at a certain time, then it's very auspicious for liberation. So he's waiting for that also. Huh? Summer solstice and winter solstice, I believe. December 20, 21st, something like that. The sun it starts getting warmer. The days start getting longer, right? Yeah. But then there's the equinox. There's the solstice and the equinox. The equinox, yeah. June 21st is the summer solstice. Yeah. So he's waiting for that time. And lying on a bed of arrows. So they all come there. All the Pandavas. There's some beautiful pictures. I don't know if Shamarani has made a painting of this, but it's quite gorgeous to see them all there. Surrounding Bhishma Dev on the bed of arrows. Arjuna's there. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yudhisthira is right next to him. Arjuna's next. And Bhishma is looking at all the Pandavas, and he's very happy that Yudhisthira is coming in a royal procession. Bhishma actually wanted Yudhisthira to be in charge on the throne. So Krishna says, when you come in a royal procession to show that Yudhisthira is now the emperor, he's now the king. And Bhishma will be very happy. So they come, he's very happy to see all the Pandavas and see Krishna. And he's asking, first thing he asks is, my throat is very dry. Oh Arjuna, please give me some water. So Arjuna takes his Gandiva bow and arrow whoosh, into the ground, and up from the ground sprouts a fountain, goes right into the mouth of Bhishma. Very expert. So, what Bhishma is going to teach, you'll learn through this whole chapter, but I'm just going to give a few points, a summary of what his teachings will be. Chant Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Maharaj Yudhisthira appeared before Bhishma like Kuvera. Kuvera is the treasure of the demigods, very opulent, very powerful. And Bhishma Dev is going to teach instructions for all human beings. 9 points. Don't become angry. Don't lie. In distributing wealth as a king, you should equally distribute the wealth. You should be forgiving. Beget children only by one's legitimate wife. To be pure in mind and hygienic in body. Not to be inimical toward anyone. To be simple. To support servants or subordinates. He also advised to get freedom from anger. One should learn how to forgive. Forgiveness is very powerful. I forgive all persons and all things at all times, past, present, and future, for anything they've done to me, will do to me, or have done to me. I forgive absolutely everybody and everything completely. Such a burden is off. Real freedom. Lord Brahma teaches us, Tate unukampam susamikshamano punjana evat makritam vipakam vidvagvapurvir dadana namaste jivetiyo mukti pade sadayabak. Everything that happens to us that could cause us to become upset, angry, it's not fair. Why'd you say that? Why are you doing that? It's only because of our past activities, our past karma. Then there's no reason to forgive anybody except ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves also. We made mistakes, right? People become angry at themselves also. They self-sabotage themselves by being angry, too critical of their own selves, right? So, to be free from anger, we should learn how to forgive. To be free from unlawful desires, one should not make plans. I had to think about this one a little bit this morning. I'm a big plan maker, huge plan maker.
Bhishma is telling him specifically, or this is the purport?
No, these are just some bullet points to what he's going to teach throughout the chapter. All right? Huh? We have our plan and Krishna has his plan. So it's okay to make plans, but the plans should be in line with Hari Guru Vaishnava. then it's a good plan. Otherwise, plans, we can have plans for so many desires, and they don't materialize, or they do, and then we're not satisfied. Unlawful desires, mean material desires which are not good for us. One should not make plans for that. By spiritual culture, one is able to conquer sleep. Oh, Gudikesh, conqueror of sleep, Arjuna. By tolerance only, one can conquer desires and avarice. Tate anukampam. We should be very tolerant and patient and wait for the mercy of the Lord. Just continue our Krishna consciousness, our sadhana bhakti. The mercy of the Lord's coming. He wants to give it at His own time. It's not up to our timetable. Disturbances from various diseases can be avoided by good, very close. They're very, very close. What is the best medicine? The best medicine is food. Food is the best medicine. If you know what to eat, when to eat, right? How to prepare the food, how to cook the food, how to take prasadam, how to digest the food, then you'll be healthy. No disease will be there. So disturbances from various diseases can be avoided by regulated diets, which means eating at the right times and also eating certain types of foods that are healthy for us, right? By self-control, one can be free from false hopes. False hopes. Money can be saved by avoiding. This is a good one. Money can be saved. You're not going to lose your money if you avoid. Oh, you're getting warm. And those things happen in the mode of passion and with undesirable association. Money can be saved by avoiding undesirable association. Bad association, squandering money, spending on useless things, stupid things, right? By practice of yoga, one can control hunger. Worldliness can be avoided by culturing the knowledge of impermanence. Birth, death, old age, and disease, we should be reminded. Continually, we live in an impermanent situation, right? And that will keep us from becoming attached to worldly things. Dizziness, this is an interesting one, can be conquered by, you're not going to get this. Something that happens when you make bread. Huh?
Rising slowly.
Rising up. Dizziness can be conquered by rising up. I didn't quite understand that. Because if you rise up, the blood goes, huh?
By rising up slowly, you conquered it.
That's what it's actually,
Rising up carefully.
This is totally a physical thing.
Yeah. Because if you're laying, usually if someone's dizzy, you tell them to lay down, right?
Yeah, but that's
And
'cause
put
they
their
got
feet
too
up.
fast.
They got up too fast. So how does rising up cure dizziness?
Because they rise up slowly.
Okay. All right. Or maybe rise up your feet so the blood goes to your head.
You get dizzy and you lie down. You get dizzy, then you lie down, but the dizziness doesn't go away, so then you rise up.
All right.
Yoga teacher
Well,
also says
false arguments can be conquered by, this is a good one, Shivananda. False arguments can be conquered by factual ascertainment. Facts. All right, we need the facts. Praman. Ah. Listen to the next one. Talkativeness. Can be avoided by. How can you avoid talkativeness? Sniff it. No.
Thinking deeply upon the subject.
Very good. Gravity and silence. All right? Those who think deeply, they're grave. They don't always chitter chatter, right? Because they're thinking deeply. Dhira, they're, what's the word? Gambhir. Gambhir, sober and deep, right? Like Gorgovinda Maharaj, when he would talk in class, he would talk. But as soon as he left class, he's Gambhir. He's very, very shanti, very peaceful, very quiet. And even if you go to him in his room or something, he says, yes, okay. He didn't want to get into a big conversation. But as soon as he was preaching, then it was straight on, you know. By prowess, one can avoid fearfulness. Hey, very good. You know that one, don't you? Martial artist. Perfect knowledge can be attained by self-cultivation. We have to endeavor to cultivate knowledge of the self. So this, you're going to hear all about this through the month. If you come to class every day, Gadagraja, and don't miss a class, what happens is there's a connected stream of thought that develops and develops and develops. If you come to one class, then don't come for 3 or 4 days, don't come for a week. Sometimes it's hard to put it together, but it's very beautiful. It's like stringing a garland, right? If you start stringing a garland, and then you miss 4 or 5 flowers, and then you put some flowers in, what will the garland look like? Disorderly. So to get the full understanding of what's being explained here, we have to systematically go verse by verse, chapter by chapter, canto by canto. Then when you come to Krishna's lotus feet in the 10th canto, you're prepared to accept the full beauty and opulence of Sri Krishna. And especially his lotus face, which is in the 10th canto. Actually, the first canto is his lotus feet. The 10th canto is his lotus face. Okay, so,
This reminds me of a combination of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching Shanadapi and Rupa Goswami's Nishchaya Bhagavatam. So you could say that this is the Bhagavatam's seed of the instructions that Rupa Goswami and Mahaprabhu are giving in those 2 or 3 verses, where
Bhishma Dev's instructions?
Yeah, in the Bhagavatam, in terms of Bhagavatam preparing us
Ah,
by this conversation.
yeah.
Because it's dealing with actual sadhana. So it's dealing with the behavior.
How to act in this world properly.
How to act in this world.
Right.
So in the same way Rupa Goswami has a nectar of instruction, how to act in this world.
Absolutely. Control the mind, control the senses, atyahara, prayasascha, all that, yeah.
So this is, is it possible to see that link in that way?
Absolutely. Everything, all Praman comes from the Bhagavatam. All of Rupa Goswami's teachings also coming from Bhagavatam. Because Krishna Tulya Bhagavat Vibhu Sarvasraya is non-different from Krishna. Krishna is the source of all knowledge, right? He's the personification of Chit Shakti, the knowledge potency. So I was wondering one time, we say that Baladev is the Kanda Guru Tattva, right? He is the root of all Gurudev's Guru Parampara, right? But he's the Adhishtatra Devata of not Samvit Shakti, knowledge potency, but Sandhini Shakti, the existence potency. So I always grappled with this idea. You know, Krishna is the deity of knowledge potency, Baladev of existence potency, and Radharani of the pleasure potency, right? But Baladev and Nityananda Prabhu is a Kanda Guru Tattva. So how does that all work with the Shakti? So I asked so many sadhus, asked so many Vaishnavas. Nobody could answer it. Except one virtual Shiksha Guru gave me some insight. That actually Krishna is Sarva Shaktiman. We started to talk about this a little bit in the car, remember? He's the embodiment of all Shakti. He's Shaktiman. And he manifests outside himself these potencies in Radharani and Baladev, right? But actually it's all in Krishna. It's all in Krishna already. Not sure where I was going with that, but
Because you're going to explain why Baladev is Guru.
So Baladev, we say that Baladev even created the bodies of Krishna and Radharani, all existence potency, right? But really, Krishna is doing everything, but he's doing it through his expansions and through Radharani and through Baladev. Yeah. Yeah, in order to have pastimes, you have to have more than one person. Krishna has to manifest multifarious personalities, energies, in order to have pastimes. Otherwise, it's Nirvishesh Brahma, right? If it's just Krishna alone, there's no loving exchanges. Yeah.
So Baladev is savior of Balaram, and Krishna is the person saved. So Baladev is giving instructions to us to how to serve from the position of the topmost servant. So that is why he's Guru.
Right.
Because ultimately, he is the Baladev as Guru Akanda Prabhupada is talking to, let's say, us. And we are servants by nature. And Krishna is that person we serve. So we have to hear from that person who is serving Krishna in this capacity, and that is Baladev.
Yeah. Shanta. Shanta Ras means that devotee is worshiping the Lord in adoration with prayers, like Prahlad Maharaj, and Bhishma Dev is also in Shanta Ras. They're not in Shantarati. Shanta is one of the 5 loving exchanges of relationship with Krishna, right? So anyone in Shantaras, they recognize Krishna as a person. They're just not actively serving like those in Dasya Ras or Sakya Ras. All right. So I want to explain a little something about Yudhishthira Maharaj, since we're talking about him, about his origin. Very interesting story of how he was born in this world and related to all the personalities here. So you remember, we go back to Santanu Maharaj and Ganga Devi, right? Then Ganga Devi left and Santanu married Satyavati. So from Satyavati, they had Vichitravirya and Chitrangada, 2 sons. Well, first, Bhishma also was born from Ganga, then came after 16 years. So Vichitravirya and Chitrangada both left, and there's no heirs, and that's why Satyavati called Vyasadeva to conceive a child with Ambika and Ambalika, and then from them came 3 sons. Dhritarashtra, who was blind, right? Because Ambika closed her eyes during conception. Ambalika became pale, frightened, so Pandu was born, and he has very white skin, a little bit frail. And then finally the maidservant Madri gave birth to Vidura. So Dhritarashtra, Bhishma had to arrange marriage for these young princes. He went to the Madra capital, the king of the Madra Desh, and that king gave his daughter, his name was Gandhar. His daughter was Gandhari. And Gandhari became the wife of Dhritarashtra. But she was so chaste that she had no problem. She heard the king was blind. I will wear a blindfold on my eyes my whole life. I don't want to take a superior position to my husband. He can't see, I won't see, and I'll serve him as a chaste wife. At first there was some reluctance from, the king, thinking, oh, is it right, proper? He's a blind king. I know he's a great king, but he's blind, and my daughter's very qualified, very beautiful. But after she was totally accepting of it, then she married Dhritarashtra. And from Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, 101 sons. The first one was Duryodhan. When Duryodhan was born, what happened? Bad omens. Howl jackals. It was like, raining and lightning, a horrible night, and very bad omens. At that time, they were discussing that some of the Brahmins and the priests are saying, this is not a good sign. This son is going to be the destruction of your dynasty. We should kill him now. If they had killed Duryodhana at that time, there would be no war, there would be no problems, right? But Gandhari and Dhritarashtra, they're very attached. Said, no. We love our child, don't kill. So he survived, and then there was another 100 sons. And coming to Pandu, Pandu married Kunti and Madri, had 2 wives. Kunti Devi is the daughter of, she's the auntie of Krishna, right? So auntie of Krishna means Krishna's father's sister, Vasudev's sister. So Vasudev's born from Surasena. Surasena had 10 sons and 5 daughters. One daughter is Kunti. So that's why, Krishna is related and has family relations with Kunti and the Pandavas. So Kunti married Pandu, but before that, it's an interesting story. When she was young, living in the palace, one day Durvasa Rishi came. Haribo. You going to give to me? Hare Krishna. Hare Radhe. Thank you. So Surasena had many children, 10 sons, 5 daughters, right? He had a friend in Kunti Bhoja who had no children. So he had some pity on his friend. He decided to give his daughter Kunti to his friend to raise. So therefore she became Kunti. Kunti Bhoja's her father, her stepfather, right? So when she was young in the palace, Durvasa Rishi came. And she served him very nicely under the direction of her father. And Durvasa Rishi became very pleased with her and gave her a boon. He said, I'm going to give you some mantras. If you chant these mantras, any demigod will come to you that you call, right? And she was a young girl. She was just like, 11, 12 years old. She was fascinated by it. She said, oh, it's very nice. So one day she's sitting in her room and she's looking out the palace window. She sees a golden river flowing and the sun is just rising and it's very beautiful. And the golden rays of the sun are glistening off the reflection of the river and it's coming into her room. Sometimes in the morning when the sun's rising, you feel the warmth of the sun. And so you can look at the sun. It's not so bright and it's very nice, nice rays and everything. So she's looking at the sun and she's thinking, oh, it's so beautiful. I wonder what Surya looks like. So she recites this mantra that Durvasa Rishi gave her, for Surya. And then on the rays of the sun coming across the river comes this golden personality right through her window into her room. Suryadev is standing before her. And she's very happy. She said, oh, so beautiful. You know, she pays Anumat pranams. And he said, yes, I'm happy. You called me. I'm here now. And she says, very good. And he said, so what do you want? And she said, oh, I just wanted to see you. Now I'm happy that I saw you. So you can go now. And he said, no, I cannot go now. Because this mantra is calling me to conceive a child. She didn't know that. She was so surprised. Oh, no. I'm not married. I'm a virgin. I'm a young maiden. This would be so embarrassing for me. How can I conceive a child with you? It would ruin my life. And he says, don't worry. You'll remain a virgin. No one will know. You can keep this a secret, right? I don't know how she kept her pregnancy a secret, but she did. Somehow she became pregnant. He left. And then when she gave birth to that child, she wrapped the child in a cloth, put in a wooden box, went down to the river, put in the river, and pushed down the river. Young girl, 12, 13 years old. She doesn't know anything about motherhood. Here this demigod appeared. She had a child. So she's feeling lamenting, but she's forced to in that situation. What can she do? So she's praying that whoever finds this child, please take care of the child. And the child eventually gets picked up by some couple who happens to be chariot drivers, I believe, right? Yeah, some kind of, they deal with, no, not fishermen. There's some type of dealing with horses. So they raise the child of Surya is called Karna. And Surya told Kunti, he said, this child will be very, very powerful warrior. And he'll be born with kavacha, which is golden armor, from his birth. He'll have armor on his body. He won't have to put it on. His body will be like impenetrable, very, very powerful warrior. And he'll have kundala, these golden earrings, so he'll appear very opulent, very beautiful, So she knows in the future, if she sees such a person that has those ornaments, that's my son, right? So, yeah, Radheya, yeah. So then Kunti marries Pandu in Swayamvar, and Madri also marries Pandu. So Pandu, understand the situation. Dhritarashtra is the king because he's the eldest, right? He's the firstborn, so he has to be king. But he's blind, so he needs help. So Vidura is a good minister, helps Dhritarashtra, and Pandu also is a great warrior, very great archer. So he's like the commander of the army. And he goes and he conquers all the different villages and different places on the planet that everyone submits to Dhritarashtra. So they're all cooperating very nicely. And then at one point, Pandu becomes tired of being a warrior. He wants to go to the forest and retire. So he decides to go with Kunti and Madri and somehow turned over the responsibilities to someone else. And he's in the forest. And one day he's hunting. And he sees a deer, a stag, and a male and female deer called a stag and a doe, right? Making love. And from a distance, he's a hunter. So he shoots his arrow and kills the male, the stag, and he falls over. Then he hears this cry in a human voice, and he rushes there, and they've transformed into two rishis, two yogis. They were ascetics in the forest, and they had a desire to enjoy sexual union with abandon like animals, without any rules or regulations, in public whenever they wanted, like animals, right? So they transformed themselves into the deer, and they were engaged in lovemaking, and they got killed by Pandu. So Pandu comes and he realizes, and he starts lamenting and begging for forgiveness. I didn't know you were in an animal body. I had no idea. But because of Rajagun, his consciousness was not clear. Even though they were animals, he could see that they were a couple, and still he shot. So Rajagun covers the intelligence, like Tamagun. We have to be very careful. Rajagun and Tamagun become free from it. Therefore, this Srimad Bhagavatam releases the clutch of Rajagun and Tamagun and brings us to Sattvagun. Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't it because they were ascetics? If they had experienced union in their ascetic body, they would have broken their ascetic vows. But as the mystic power,
Maybe also like that, yeah.
move. This is also some story of Shankaracharya.
Uh-huh.
They were able to, and then that way they're having union, but they're not breaking their asceticism because the union's in a different body. That's how powerful they were.
Uh-huh. So, Sage is not happy. The wife's not happy. Actually, he's on the verge of dying, and he curses Pandu. He says, "You're a very cruel, stupid person. Can't you see? This is against the law of Dharma, that any species, whether they're human or animals, if they're engaged in copulation and lovemaking, you cannot kill them. This is very sinful. So what you've done, I curse you, that when you approach your wife for making love, you will also die." And Pandu's, "Please, please forgive me." No. It's done. What I've said is done. And then he dies. And Pandu leaves. And then he's really lamenting now. He's a lot of shoka. He has to read more Srimad Bhagavatam. Too much shoka. Big time lamenting, for a long time. He can't, because he's a kshatriya. He's mode of passion, He loves the association of women. He loves all that rajasic activity. The beauty of his wives, and Kunti and Madri, very beautiful. They're young and they're beautiful. So Kunti is very strong, but Madri, one day, she loses her strength and she gives in to Pandu. Pandu's wants to be amorous with her. And she's running away, but he's very strong and he catches her and he forces sexual union. And then he dies. Pandu dies. So then Madri has to go to Kunti and say what happened. Kunti said, "What did you do? You knew about the curse, right?" And Madri explained, "This is the situation. It was beyond my control. I was forced." So then they're both lamenting. They have to do the funeral pyre and burn the body of their beloved husband. And they both want to go into the fire, like a chaste wife wants to enter the fire, die with her husband, and go to the heavens with her husband. So attached to the husband, right? Nowadays, the woman wants to get that insurance policy. So the husband dies, going to the lawyer the next day. No, it's not that bad always, but, nobody's jumping in the fire these days. Actually, there may be a few very chaste women in India that want to do that, but it's against the law now. You cannot do it. I think in the countryside it may still be happening, but they used to force, yeah, and that's why they made it illegal. Because what happens when there's a widow in the house, then the husband's mother and father have to take care of their son's widow their whole life, and that's a big burden financially and all ways, right? So that's why it's better you go and jump in the fire with your Prabhu, This is Kali Yuga mentality, So anyways, they both want to go in the fire. And Kunti's the eldest. She says, no, I should go. Because I'm the main queen, I should go. Madri, you stay. Your children are my children. My children are your children. You can take care of all the 5 sons. I didn't tell the whole story, but at that time there was 5 sons born because the other demigods were called. After Surya, sometime, then Pandu knew he couldn't have any more children. So he encouraged, he was lamenting, and Kunti told him, "Oh, I remember, I have this mantra from Durvasa, and we can have children through that mantra. I can conceive a child from the demigods. So then Pandu agreed, yes, you do it. And one by one, she called. The next one she called was Dharmaraj, right? Yudhisthira. Actually, she didn't tell Pandu about Karna, her firstborn from Surya. That was a secret. But she told him now about the blessing of the mantras. So she calls Dharmaraj, Yudhisthira's born. Next year, she calls Indra, Arjuna's born. Then Vayu, Bhima's born. Then, now, 3 times, Pandu says it's not proper to use this mantra more than 3 times. So then Kunti says, okay, Madri can use the mantra. She teaches Madri the mantra. Madri chants the mantra. Ashwini Kumaras are both born. So now there's 5 Pandavas, right? Yudhisthira, Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula, and Sahadev.
I missed the mantra for Arjuna.
Indra. Yeah. So, where were we? Go either way. Pandavas are born. Pandu passes away. Kundi takes her sons back to Hastinapur. And who's raising her sons with her is Bhishma. Bhishma is very affectionate, loving to all the Pandavas. And the elders in the Kuru house, they all raise the young boys along with Duryodhana and all of his brothers. So it's a long story. They grow up. And then Sakuni, who is connected with Duryodhana, very cunningly throws the dice in such loaded dice in such a way to cheat Yudhisthira and all the Pandavas out of all their land, all their possessions, one by one, all the brothers, Draupadi, himself, his kingdom, his everything, and they have to banish to the forest for 12 years incognito. 12 years in the forest and 1 year incognito, the last year, 13 years, right? So during that time when they were in the forest, there's another interesting pastime, and I'll end with this. When Yudhisthira Maharaj and the Pandavas were in the forest, and they were very thirsty, so they were looking for water to drink. And Yudhisthira sent out Arjuna to scout where is water. So Arjuna comes upon a pond of clear water, and he's about to drink the water with his palms and then try to quench his own thirst, because they were very tired and very thirsty, and then he'll come back and tell the brothers they can all come there, right? But just as he was about to take the water out of the pond, he hears this aerial voice, "Don't drink that water before you answer my question." And Arjuna thinks, who is this? Don't you know who I am? And he just drinks the water. And immediately, because if you drink the water, you will die, right? He drinks the water, he falls unconscious. So in the meantime, all the Pandavas are waiting. Where is Arjuna? One by one, they send Bhima. Bhima goes, same thing happens. He tries to drink. Don't drink the water. Answer my question first. Who are you? I don't care. I'm a great Kshatriya. He drinks the water and he falls unconscious, right? Then Nakula and Sahadev come because they're not coming back. Go find Yudhisthira. Go find your brothers. They're not coming back. Nakula and Sahadev, the same thing. Who are you? Don't drink this water. Answer my question first. They drink the water. They fall unconscious, right? So Yudhisthira finally goes himself, searching out where nobody's coming back. He comes to this pond. He sees all his brothers there lying unconscious. And then he's thinking, my gosh, what has happened here? And then he hears this voice. Don't drink the water. Answer my questions first. And Yudhisthira said, did you do this? Who are you? Answer my questions. So Yudhisthira says, okay, fine. Because Yudhisthira is very tolerant, right? He's Dharmaraj, the personification of Dharma. So I'm going to talk about what the questions and answers were. Very interesting, right? So I wish we had some prizes to give out. Actually, I do have some prizes. Elderberry zinc cough drops, really tasty with honey. Okay? All right. So the yakshas, this is called yaksha prashna. Prashna means questions. The questions of the yaksha. You know, who's a yaksha? A yaksha is a great spirit that lives in the forest, that lives in the mountains, that oversees nature, right? Yaksha Rakshasa. All right. So the Yaksha asked Yudhisthira, what makes the sun rise? Yudhisthira says, Brahman causes the sun to rise. Means Bhagavan himself is in charge of all, right? And you can, anybody who gets the right answer gets the prize. So blurt it out if you know. What accompanies the sun when it rises? All right, you're going to get 3 choices. Wrong. The Devatas. The Devatas accompany it. What makes the sun set? Dharma. In what is it established? In what is in what is the sun established? This is a little confusing, I guess, the way it's questioned. It is established in truth, satya. Okay. The Yaksha asked, what sustains the world? Huh? Getting close. Getting close. What sustains the world? That's 3. He said sex desire. I'll give you one more chance because sex desire and lust is almost the same. Not correct. Don't think so transcendental. Think more mundane. What sustains the world? How do we sustain ourselves? Almost. Very close. Food. Okay. What supports heaven? Heaven is dependent on certain things in this world, believe it or not. You know what? I'm going to give you that. It's actually dana, charity, but that's close to sacrifice. Yay! Shivananda, Haribol. What is the refuge of virtue? Close. Huh? What? No. Truth. Truth is the refuge of virtue. What is the support of fame? This is a good one. Very good. Giving supports fame. Haribol. Okay, this is on true wealth. Who is truly wealthy? Close. Huh?
Who is truly wealthy? Who has no desire.
Okay, that's 4. One who is content is truly wealthy. They're truly peaceful, they're truly happy, they're truly wealthy. Because there's some wealthy people that are not content and they're miserable, right? Miserable. So be content with what we have. On happiness. What is happiness? Yes, freedom from debt. Wow, Shivananda. Good, it's got 2. Haribol. The debt is moral debt, social debt, karmic debt. If we're free from all debt. And who's free from all debt? Shraddha Sabde, Vishwas Kahe, Krishna Bhakti Kale means?
The person who has faith. Those that has faith in Bhagavan knows that just simply by that faith in Bhagavan, all the other dharmas, all the other debts will automatically be given to the Lord.
Fulfilled. Very good. Excellent.
That was
No, that was that. Only the yaksha question. What is the greatest strength? What is the greatest strength? Close? Very close, actually.
Resistance of speech.
No. Strength of mind. What is the greatest loss? Oh, nice, but that's not correct. Loss of knowledge. Greatest loss. What is the path? Yeah. Jai Haribol. Mahajano Sapanta. Haribol. Okay. What makes one learned? This is a good one too. Huh? What? I'm going to give that to you. Not learning alone, but living according to what one has learned. Experience. Why? Samukhi. Haribol. All right. On speech. I gave it away. What should one restrain? Speech. All right, let's go. Who is a true friend? Remember, this is the Yaksha teaching Yudhishthira Maharaj. This is mostly about worldly morality, Niti Shastra, things like that. Yeah. Who is a true friend? Don't say guru. This is not that kind of question.
One who has no enemies is a true friend.
No. One who remains faithful in adversity during the time of trouble, especially husband and wife, If the money goes down, if there's problem, and the wife says, you can't support me and my children, I'm getting out of here, I'm finding a wealthy husband or something, or yeah. In adversity, when there's problems, when there's difficulty, a friend in need is a friend indeed, right? Stays with you. Yeah.
Priya Bandhu and what is it? That's what when he spoke about Guru, he's my Shiksha Bandhu and Priya Bandhu. Prabhupada, Guru, when he spoke about Prabhupada, my true friend.
Yeah.
And Sri Bhakti Maharaj says the same thing. When the whole world is against you, your Priya Bandhu still there.
Yeah. And when Gurudev went to ISKCON to defend Prabhupada's temples and all of his wealth and everything his children were trying to steal, right? That's a friend in need, a friend indeed. Yeah. All right. Who attains heaven? There's 3 qualities, actually, one who attains heaven. Probably won't get them all 3, but... Huh? One who speaks truth, gives charity, and restrains anger attains heaven. What is a sacrifice? This isn't the definition of a sacrifice. It's trying to explain what is a sacrifice. What type of activity would make a sacrifice? It could be a lot. It could be a lot of answers, but there's a specific one that, he's saying. Not easy to do. A lot of people don't do this. Many people don't do this. Even those who chant Hare Krishna and do the Sankirtan Yagna, they still don't do this sacrifice. What's that? That's very close. Very close. That's like almost hot.
Is it living for others? Living for others' welfare?
Yeah, but what others?
Giving your whole life to the king.
Hospitality to guests. Atiti Seva, Atiti Dharma. When a guest comes to your house, they are like God, right? Why? Because the guest is, has no place to stay. They don't know when the prasadam is. They may be hungry. They may be cold. You got to look after them. How you doing? You need anything? What can I get for you, right? That's Atiti Dharma, Atiti Seva. Very pleasing to Bhagavan. What is renunciation? Giving up selfish desires. What is true knowledge? Very good, Shivananda. Wow. You read these before, didn't you? Did you read these before? You heard many. What makes one immortal? Wow, you're really close. Really close. Huh? Progeny? Oh, that's interesting, but no.
If you write something, you pass on knowledge to the others.
Okay. Righteous conduct. Not the body, but reputation and karma. In other words, your activities get you a great reputation, and therefore, and Krishna was even telling Bhishma Dev in relation to the story, that night he went before, they all went there. One of the reasons Krishna wanted Bhishma Dev to give the instructions to Yudhisthira instead of Krishna. Krishna could have done it. He says, yes, I could do it. But Krishna likes to glorify his devotees. He wants to put his devotees in a position of being famous. He wants Bhishma Dev for all time in the future to be known as such a great personality in how he instructed Maharaj Yudhisthira. So, and he was telling him, I want your fame to live forever. What should never be abandoned? Huh? Dharma. Wow, your first one. I'm getting down there. I only got a few left. Haribo. Everyone knows this one. But the first one to yell it out gets it. Everyone here knows this. Ready? What is the most astonishing thing?
Every day everyone is dying. No one thinks they're gonna die.
Yes! Haribo, Haribo. Fast tongue. All right. This is the most quoted verse of the entire episode. Who is truly compassionate? No, but that's good. Very close. You're like very warm on this. Now you can't get another one. That's 3. One who treats others as oneself. So close, very close. Yeah. Okay, the final test. So the Yaksha was very happy. Yudhisthira Maharaj answered all these questions. Pakka, perfectly, right? Very happy. So he says, okay, I'm going to give you a boon. You can revive one of your brothers. Which one do you want to revive? Right? Huh? So then Yudhishthira chooses Nakula, right? And the Yaksha says, why not Bhima, Arjuna? They're very strong. So what was Yudhishthira's reasoning? Yes, Madri will not be without a son. My mother Kunti, she has me. Madri must not be without a son. And Dharma is equality. This answer reveals perfect justice without favoritism.
But why not Sahadev?
Because he only got one. Didn't say two.
So either or.
And Nakula was probably the elder of the twins, my guess. Or maybe not. Maybe he was the younger. So this episode shows that Dharma is subtle, not mechanical. Compassion outweighs power. Truth guided by wisdom is supreme. Yudhishthira's righteousness is tested, not theoretical. You know the famous story at the end of the Mahabharata when all the Pandavas, they want to leave and give up their body, go to the forest, they're climbing the mountain, right? Yeah. One by one, the brothers fall off, right? Because even if we commit some kind of little small blunder in this life, right? There's a reaction for everything. Unless Krishna erases the reaction, which can happen also, but not always. Even the Pandavas, they had to go to hell and suffer for a very short period of time. Not Yudhishthira, but his brothers. And Yudhishthira went there. And even Yudhishthira committed very, very small blunder. His whole life, he only committed one small blunder. What was it? Huh? That was a blunder, but that wasn't really unrighteous because Kshatriyas are allowed to gamble. It wasn't like he wasn't breaking the regular principles for a Kshatriya to gamble.
Something to do with not speaking when his wife was being defamed?
No. No. Yudhishthira Maharaj is Dharmaraj, right? He's a very truthful person. He never tells a lie. But he told a lie one time. You remember? Yeah. Hey, the last one. You got it.
Vasanti also gets one.
But he said it's very slight.
Oh, because if it's lie.
Yeah, that's why it's like, it is a lie and it isn't a lie. Because when he said Ashwatthama, the elephant, at that time, the conch shell was blown and the opposite, huh? And he was under guidance. That's right. So the ultimate truthful aspect is he was under guidance of Krishna. Krishna told him to say that. There you go. Haribol. So they're going up the hill. All the brothers are falling off. They have to go to hell temporarily for just, a short period of time. They're Pandavas. They're eternal associates of Krishna. They have to go to hell, Don't think that we're beyond it. Anyways, one by one they fall off. And there's Yudhishthira's climbing, and there's one dog coming besides Yudhishthira also, right? The dog's not falling off. The dog's alive. They get to the summit of the hill, and it's just Yudhishthira and the dog. And that dog transforms into Yamaraj. It says, Yudhishthira, you lived a very pukka life, very good life. You can get liberation. So, one thing I want to end with, that Gurudev used to glorify Yudhishthira Maharaj because he's a very special personality, and even though his rasa is in Dwarka, right? If we honor Yudhishthira Maharaj, we get so much benefit, and we can learn so many things. Don't think that we can't speak about Dwarka Leela or Bhishma Dev or Yudhishthir or the Pandavas or read the Mahabharata. This is not correct thinking. You know, all these things can be helpful, especially for someone who's in the platform of Vaidhi Bhakti, Sadhan Bhakti, coming up to Raganuga Bhakti. Once we attain the higher stage of Raganuga Bhakti, Bhav Bhakti, then yeah, maybe we will just only meditate on Krishna's pastimes in Braj, right? But in the purifying stage, to hear all these stories is very strengthening. It helps our character to be molded in a proper way and purifies us of all kinds of anarthas. So,
That is why Prabhupada did the entire Bhagavatam, and even
exactly.
the entire 128 years, beginning to end.
So, we're all servants of Radharani, right? We're aspiring to be servants of Radharani. So what our Swamini says and does, we should follow, isn't it? What is her mood? Who she loves? Who she glorifies? What she says about different personalities? We should give some weight to it. In Srimad Bhagavatam, the 21st chapter, in Venugit, she glorifies Giriraj Govardhan as Haridas Varya, right? And in the commentary on those two verses, the second verse about Haridas Varya, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains, and Gurudev used to say this many times, there are 3 Haridas Varyas. Govardhan is one, right? He may be the highest one. But Yudhishthira Maharaj is also Haridas Varya. He's a great, great servant of the Lord. Uddhava, who Rasik Vaishnavas are always glorifying Uddhava. Uddhava is extracting the glories of Radharani's love. Without Uddhava, none of us would know really the height of Radharani's separation mood and all of the Brajbasi's separation mood. So Uddhava is a very near and dear servant of Krishna. Krishna sent from Dwarka to Vrindavan to give his message of love to the Brajbasis. And it's because of Uddhava that we know about the deep separation that the Brajbasis have from Krishna. And this Vipralamba Bhav is very supportive of our advancement in Sadhan Bhakti and especially Raganuga Bhakti. Mahaprabhu himself is exemplifying this Vipralamba Bhav in his bhajan, in his hearing and chanting and remember, always in the separation mood, especially in the last years of his life, right? So Radharani is glorifying all Haridas Varyas, including Yudhishthira Maharaj, Uddhava, and Govardhan. And Gurudev also said, explain, and I'll read the shloka from the 10th canto, 88th chapter. This one shloka that Prabhupada quoted many times. This is 88:10, 88:8. That's easy to remember. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Yasyaham Anugrinami Harisheta Danam Shanai Tatodanam Tyajantyasya Swajana Dukkha Dukhitam. Famous verse. Prabhupada said, I was afraid of this verse. I did not want to take sannyas. Because what is Krishna saying here in the Bhagavatam? When I especially favor someone, I take away all their material prosperity and make them beggars in the street, right? The personality of God had said, if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. So who wants to get in that situation, right? Prabhupada knew this verse. He's acting as a sadhaka in this world, and Yogamaya is covering. Maybe he's having these genuine feelings, but he's Nityasiddha Parikar, right? So this verse comes up because Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukadeva Goswami, why is it that the devotees of Shiva and Brahma, they're very wealthy and they enjoy all kinds of material opulence in this world, but the devotees of Vishnu and Krishna, They're poor. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why are the devotees of Vishnu so poor? And the devotees of Shiva are wealthy. So Sukadeva Goswami said, this is a very good question. And then he quotes this verse that one side of understanding this is that Shiva can award material benedictions very easily. He's called Ashutosh, right? Easily pleased, easily angered. So you do a little austerity for Shiva, and he can give you so many material things. That's why in India you find so many Shiva bhaktas. In the West now, too, everywhere. Om Namo Shivaya, big kirtans, Om Namo Shivaya, right? They're experiencing some benefit from worshiping Shiva, material benefit, because Shiva can give it, right? But Shiva's not giving mukti like that so easy. Shiva can actually give prem bhakti, because he's topmost Vaishnava. He can also give. But most people approach Shiva for material things. There's a secret in Shiva Tattva we should all learn as Vaishnavas, though. Because Shivaji, when Shivaji is pleased and we have devotional prayers, we can get so many blessings from Shiva to advance in our love and affection for Radha and Krishna also. So, Parikshit Maharaj is hearing from Sukadeva Goswami. I'll read the next sloka. And then Gurudev's comment on this.
And Lord Shiva is actually coming from Shankaracharya as Vishnu Tattva, so this is how he has the ability and the power to be able to give this Vaishnava, because he is from Shankaracharya. Shiva actually worships for Shankaracharya. This is in
Shankaracharya is Shiva. Yeah.
Sankarshan.
Sankarshan. Yeah. The manifestation of Mahavishnu. Yeah. The next verse is, sorry. When he becomes frustrated in his attempts to make money and instead befriends my devotees, I bestow my special mercy upon him. So Krishna is saying my special mercy is that I take away all kinds of material attachments. That's a good thing, right? From my devotees. But that may mean one's wealth. A person who has thus become sober fully realizes the absolute truth as the highest truth, the most subtle and perfect manifestation of the Spirit, the transcendental existence without end. In this way, realizing that the supreme truth is the foundation of his own existence, he is freed from the cycle of material life. Because I am difficult to worship, Krishna is speaking now, right? People generally avoid me and instead worship other deities who are quickly satisfied. When people receive kingly opulences from these deities, they become arrogant, intoxicated with pride, and neglectful of their duties. They dare to offend even the demigods who have bestowed benedictions upon them. So Sukadeva Goswami said, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and others are able to curse or bless one. Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are very quick to curse or bestow benedictions, my dear king, but the infallible Supreme Lord is not. So, yeah, 10:8:88 onward. So this is an important point regarding Yudhishthira Maharaj, because one time Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Krishna for a benediction, and Krishna said, of course, I'm happy to give you a benediction. You're my dear friend. And what did Yudhishthira Maharaj ask? He said, I want to be wealthy and I want to be famous. And Krishna was like, what? You're my devotee? My devotees are very humble and simple. Why are you asking for this? It seems a contradiction. And Yudhishthira Maharaj says, I don't want that the people in this world will think that everyone who's going to be your devotee has to be poverty-stricken. They have to, lose all their friends, their family, be a beggar in the street. I want everyone to be able to worship you. So Krishna was very happy. He said, Tatastu. Gurudev used to like to quote this. So sometimes there's a misunderstanding about this verse that Prabhupada was afraid of. And devotees get caught in poverty consciousness, thinking that being poor and being nobody, right, infamous, having no wealth, is synonymous with being a Vaishnava. that it's a good thing. It's actually helpful for being a Vaishnava. So Krishna takes away one's poverty from a devotee who's trying to serve him but is also attached to material things. Right? Because he knows if that devotee gets material opulence, he'll misuse it. He'll become prideful. He'll become arrogant. So the Krishna says, I'm not a fool. I'm not going to give him something which is poison. Instead, I'll give him the nectar of my lotus feet. Right? I'll forcibly give him the nectar of my lotus feet. That's why most devotees will fall into the category of always being poor, right? And not having material opulence and being socially awkward and having, problems in material life. A lot of devotees are like that. Why? Because they simultaneously have a desire. It may be very subtle and it may be embedded deep in the mind, the samskara somewhere. But Krishna knows there's some desire that if you get famous, or if you get followers, or if you get wealth, or if you get a beautiful wife and have a great family and you get all this material opulence, it's not going to help your bhakti. So I'm going to help you by not making sure you don't get these things, right? In other places, our acharyas have said, Gurudev has said, and Krishna has said, if that devotee utilizes all the material opulences that he gets due to my favor. We get material opulences for two reasons. We either get it due to our karma, because in our last life we gave a lot of charity and we worked hard in this life and we amassed wealth, right? That's one way to become wealthy or famous. Another way is to do bhakti, right? Very strongly. Akamo sarva karmo va moksha karma udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. If one has no desire, akama, or sarvakama, has all desire, or moksha kama, has a desire for liberation, in all cases, tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta. He should do bhakti yoga with strong determination. And then you'll receive the supreme destination, right? So by doing bhakti and by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we can also get material things, right? One of the offshoots of the bhakti lata is there's some weeds that grow alongside due to the watering of Shravan Kirtan. Some puja, pratishta, fame, adoration, distinction, money, opulence comes as a result of bhakti. This is called bhakti sukriti anartha, right? It doesn't come from our karma. You see, sometimes devotees come, they're very poor, and after 10 years of being a brahmachari, they get married and they start a business, and now they're very wealthy. It's not from their karma. It's because they did bhakti. Krishna's giving them some benefit. Yeah, it can be an anartha. So yeah, let's unpack this. It can be an anartha if it's growing alongside the bhakti lata. But if the devotee uses the wealth which comes by Krishna's grace, we receive wealth or we receive fame. Because when you practice bhakti, paka, very nice. Oh, you're very nice brahmachari, very clean. Gets up, goes to program, sings nice, All of a sudden, people start talking about you. Did you know? Gadagraja in Miami? Have you seen him? Yeah, it's good mridanga, does this, does that. After 10, 15 years, you get really good at different services. Everybody's talking about you, And now you're popular. You're popular because of bhakti, right? But if you become proud of that, then pride precedes a fall. Next thing you know what? I'm not happy in brahmachari ashram anymore. I'm going to get married. And then you get married and maybe you start falling away. Pride precedes a fall. So Krishna sees that the devotee cannot handle material opulence. He won't give it to him. If he's sincerely trying to do bhakti. But if he's not sincerely trying to do bhakti and he really just wants material opulence, but he's using bhakti to get material opulence, then he may get material opulence. Krishna, okay, you want it, you take it. Like Shiva, right? But the key here is that, look, we don't need to be paupers. We don't need to be poor. We don't need to be social outcasts. We can integrate with society in a powerful way, make good influence with all kinds of qualified people in the world, and hold a prominent position. Prabhupada wants this all through his purports. He talks about how the devotees need to have a social revolution in the world, and we need Vaishnav leaders and all this, you know. So we can have all those things. We can have wealth. We can have a nice family. We can have good intelligence. We can have all kinds of opulence. If we use it in the service of Krishna, it will stay. And Krishna will be happy and he'll give more and more and more. But if we have that tendency to use it for our own sense gratification or misuse it, squander the money and not use it properly, then it won't last. It won't come or it won't last. Money earned in the mode of passion is impermanent. Money earned in the mode of goodness stays. So this is one of the teachings of Yudhishthira Maharaj. He was very wealthy, very powerful, very famous. We're still talking about him. 5,000 years from now, 50,000, 100,000 years, 1,000,000 years from now. In previous yugas, they talked about Yudhishthira Maharaj. Because everything he has, he uses in the service of Krishna. He's completely dedicated, surrendered soul. So these are some of the glories of Bhishma Dev, some of the glories of Yudhishthira Maharaj, some of the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Very good questions and answers. I think you were number 1. You did really good. How many did you get? 2? 1? You had 1, Vishanti had 2. How many did you get? 4. Very good. Jai Shivananda Prabhu ki jai. Don't become proud now. Lose your knowledge.
Can I ask you one small 2-second question?
Yeah?
It's very nice what you said when you gave us a little bit of your biography.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of relating it a little bit to this because you said, your father, your parents, father had real estate wealth.
Right.
Then you came into this family, you surrendered your whole life to the Lord. They recognized
I'm
that
surrendering my whole life to the Lord. Yeah.
Then you recognize that you had the ability to bring,
Make money, yeah.
but your consciousness, internal consciousness, you were attracted to, you wanted to hearing and chanting and reading and studying. But what I'm saying, what I want to say, and this is not glorification of you, it's the glorification of what you just said to further that over a period of time of that sacrifice of being willing to yukta vairag, in other words, give up what you wanted for the movement of Mahaprabhu, then we see as the movement progresses, who you really are and the talent that Krishna really wanted from you in terms of serving the Bhagavatam is now coming out more and more and more and more. And your wealth that has been a result of your surrender is also increasing, and then that you're just giving it away profusely
Yeah.
in charity.
I'm making more money. I'm giving more money away than I ever have. But it's combined with, the Brahminical activities. Yeah.
In one sense, it's amazing for me, and I'm just talking first. I'm not trying to go up at Prabhu's false ego. I'm not trying to. But it's amazing for me in our friendship to be able to make that connection, to compress the time from what you've been to now, and to see how the Lord in your life is now just profusely blessing you with your actual purpose for being in this world. And you were willing to give this, you were literally willing to give this up for the mission of Mahaprabhu. So it shows exactly, in one sense, it shows the renunciation of your own personal desires, and then it also shows the blessing of Krishna by that renunciation, and then the perfection of using that blessing back in service. It's a full circle. This is Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. Sometimes to speak about our own experiences, and not in a proud way, but in a way to set an example and show. When I was a brahmachari, obviously I gave everything to the temple when I joined, and I left. I think I had a few $100 they allowed me to sell some paintings before I entered household life with, $500 or something, right? Thank you. After 20 years of collecting millions of dollars from the temple, I can leave with $500, right?
20 years brahmachari?
No, it was 8 years brahmachari, but yeah, so 8 years leaving the temple and collecting a lot of money, and so I left with $500, and I did exactly what I was taught to do: sell paintings and collect money, and I built a business step by step from nothing to, a multi-million-dollar business every year that's got 50 employees. So it's Krishna's mercy. Would I have done that if I hadn't become a devotee? Would I have been successful materially? I don't know. Maybe to some extent, but I definitely wouldn't have given a lot of money away. It would have been for my own, all my own. So I've been blessed with that service of facilitating, temples being built and books being published. And that's been my service for many, many years, collecting a lot of money and giving a lot of money. And I'm really looking forward to the next stage of continuing to do that to some extent, but not necessarily working for it, from investments and savings. And
That's your
but
next level. Where you will not have to work at all. You just
and then I have all time for hearing and chanting. Yeah, yeah, just. Well, thank you. You can invite me, and I'll see if I can come sometime.
well, he's leaving.
2 hours I go. Yeah.
So he's leaving. So what can we do? What can we do to get him to come back again? No, he's going to request it. You see, because he's sitting on Gaza-san. I'm putting him on.
Oh, God's
Look,